I can't tell you all the stupid stuff I did. My mentors was like, that don't even make no sense. Like, why would you do that? And I was like, oh, it looked cool on the gram. And they was like, yo, stop that. Do A, B, C, D. You want to go to the next level? Find somebody that's at where you want to be. You got to find somebody that's been there. They'll find somebody that's been doing something cool for 2-3 years and say, you my mentor. I know how it feels to almost lose your wife. I know how it feels to be in a dark place, to have to fight through depression, but still travel and speak and motivate and inspire others. Like, I know how that feels. I'm disciplined, bro. I'm locked in. That's why I get what I got. People oftentimes be seeing other folks win and they want what they have. I'm like, don't want what I have. Want my work ethic. Want my discipline. That's what's gonna take you to the next step. Can I talk? Because I've been there.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. You see him, you change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint, the wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.
So welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Vault with Ash Cash. This is the most powerful, the most dangerous, the greatest money mindset show on the planet. When I tell you though, this interview is next level. I read the comments and y'all, I know y'all be like, yo, why he always yelling? So I promise you, you need to lower your volume for this one because we have the top motivational, educational speaker on the planet. Listen, when I tell you, the heat, the fire that's about to come from this man, I don't even know if y'all ready. Get your pens ready, get your paper ready. We have my brother, Jeremy Anderson in the building. Jeremy, what's up, brother?
Blessed, man.
What's going on? What's going on? I'm doing well. I'm blessed. I'm so excited about this interview for so many different reasons, right? Number one, for me, I've built wealth through two things.
Okay.
Being a self-published author and being a public speaker, right? Those are the two things where when I left for Korean banking,
right.
I was like, yo, how am I gonna make it happen? And I built wealth through these two things. A lot of people scoff at it, people who don't, if you know, people who don't understand the game, right? And so I know that you're a monster in this area, and so we're gonna get into that. But before we even start there, I want the people to know, who is Jeremy Anderson?
I mean, I get asked that question often. I would probably say a servant to the people. You know what I'm saying? Husband, father, son, brother, nephew. Just a regular dude that's doing some extraordinary things. I can't lie. Right? I got the juice. It was a time I used to turn my light down. I'm like, I'm not dimming my light no more. Like, I've accomplished some things. Like, I went from nothing to a whole lot of something. So I'm a servant to the people, whether it's books, whether it's curriculums, whether it's courses, trucking companies, you know what I'm saying, like real estate, like nonprofits, everything I do, I serve and add value to others. So at the end of the day, I live a life of service. Like when I die, people are going to be able to say, look at this mighty man of God, a servant to the people.
I love that. I love that. And so take me to the genesis of Jeremy, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm a kid from Harlem, New York.
Right.
I'm from the St. Nicholas Projects, right? 129th Street. Like, I've managed millions of dollars in assets. Like, my banking career, like, I want to say almost $500 million, right? But I never let people forget, like, I am from St. Nicholas Projects, 129th Street, 8th Avenue. Give me that Jeremy Anderson story. What's the genesis of Jeremy?
Yeah, so my mom, man, was 16 years old when she had me. Was born in Dallas, Texas. We struggled a lot when we was young, trying to figure things out. I went from Dallas to Atlanta for a little bit, then East Orange, Plainfield, Newark, New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Huntsville, Alabama, now in Atlanta. I went through the majority of my growing pains in Huntsville, Alabama. And I seen my family work hard, struggle, sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, do what they gotta do to go to that next level. And so that was instilled in me when I was young. So when I was young, man, I had years, my story is long, years of drug and alcohol abuse, failure in school, had to repeat the 6th grade, went to 3 different schools for the 9th grade, just kept failing and getting kicked out, fighting, starting riots, pranks, like I was a mess, bro. Diagnosis of ADHD, like I had a lot of issues. And then I finally hit that reset button and began to live a life of purpose. But when I speak now, I'm showing people like, yo, I know you're struggling. I know you're in a dark place. I know you out here trying to figure it out. But like, yo, your condition will not be your conclusion. A lot of people feel like because of where they come from, or because of what they experience, because of how they're struggling, they feel like my situation's not gonna change. I'm like, yo, you can change when your mind changes. It all starts right here inside the mind. So I let people know, like, regardless of where you're coming from, regardless of what you got going on, regardless of where you are, greatness is still inside you. I be in schools, bro, university, it's supposed to be like, man, my mom ain't never experienced nothing, my dad ain't never experienced nothing, they in prison, they in jail, they cracked out. I'm like, your DNA don't determine your destiny. Your decisions do. If you make a decision to be great, if you make a decision to be powerful, if you make a decision to humble yourself, to work hard, to sacrifice, I'm not playing the blame game, I'm taking full ownership. Those are the people that go to the next level. I know too many multi-millionaires that we rubbing shoulders with that came also from the mud. And they struggling, but they got to a point they said, I'm taking ownership in my own hands. And so that's my mindset now when it comes to life and how to go to that next level. And I show people how to take your current circumstances and make the necessary adjustments so your dreams can come true.
That's the smoke. That's what I'm talking about. And so you said inside the mind, right? There's no coincidence that we call the mind the vault. So we inside the vault, right? And so you got to get inside the vault in order to change your life. And so and that's why I know this is a powerful message that people need to hear, because just similar, right? Like I got kicked out of school 4 times. I got kicked out the 1st grade, the 5th grade, the 9th grade, and the 10th grade. Got expelled the 10th grade. Had to do it over. And then there was a moment that I said, nah, this ain't it, right? Talk to me, like what was that moment? What was that defining moment that Jeremy was looking at his life? He's like, yo, like, man, I could keep making excuses. I could keep being a product of my environment. But at what moment did it click that, like, you know what, yo, I ain't doing this no more. I want to change my life. I want to see what's on the other side of me acting a fool.
So I would probably say that really came in adulthood. Because a lot of us deal with traumas and situations like when we're younger, and we carry that brokenness into adulthood. So I was running nightclubs, I'm kicking in doors, like moving work by the pound. Like I was living a different life.
At work, you mean the work?
Yeah, the work.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like,
okay.
And so, you know what I'm saying? And I was seeing my partners get locked up, go to prison. And so I was doing my thing. And so all the doors closed, the nightclubs were getting shut down. Like the Dope Connect got dried up. Like, and I found myself like with nothing. And I had this epiphany and I had this experience with my grandma. And my grandma was like, yo, what happened to you?
Wow.
Like we ain't raised you like this. Like, you know better. Like, what's going on with you? You got these addictions, you struggling. Like, what happened to my grandson? I'm like, yo, grandma, people change. And she was like, yo, God can change you back. I was like, I don't think you get it. She was like, he can hit the reset button. I'm like, I done did some things. She told me 3 things. God love you. He'll forgive you for your sins, and he got a plan for you. I'm like, all right, he love me. He'll forgive me. Cool. He don't use people like me. And she was like, you got to get over yourself. Don't think your sin's so big that God can cover it. Like, there's a bigger plan for your life. And I'm thinking like, man, could it be? Wow. And right there during a road trip, like I made a surrender right there. Through the workout I had, I made a decision right then and there. Wow. And I went from, you know what I'm saying, like hitting a bottle of Henny, waking up to it, 2-3 blunts a day, pack of cigarettes a day. Like I was just living a wild, reckless life. Like if I wasn't intoxicated, I didn't feel normal. And I went cold turkey, none of that. No Nicorette patch, none of that. Like every single day I made a decision to be great. Like I'm wired differently. Like if I'm all in, I'm all in. And so for me, I was like, I'm not thinking about the next year. I'm not thinking about the next week. I'm just thinking about the next day. Let me just win today. Let me be successful today. Let me be focused today. Let me be disciplined today. I realized something, Ash, that the most successful people in the world are not the most gifted. They're not the smartest. They're not the most talented. The most successful people in the world are those who are the most disciplined. Absolutely. And as disciplined as I was when I was doing wrong, I said, let me be disciplined when it comes to doing right. And I hit that reset button. I said, as hard as I was, as down as I was, as about that life I was out here in these streets with the street code, let me just keep that same code, that same word to myself. And I told myself, I don't do this no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't put that stuff in my body. If other people want to do it, you do what you do. I ain't tripping on you. You do what you do, think is best for you. But for me, I'm not living to my full potential. And I realized like I'm not a mistake. I realized there was a plan for my life. I realized that when my biological mom and daddy came together, you know what I'm saying, 23 chromosomes from my mama, 23 chromosomes from my dad came together to make one single cell. And over time, those cells began to grow and duplicate. I might not have had a plan for my life. My family might not have, but God had a plan for my life. And I just told myself like, yo, it's time for me to live in my full purpose, my full potential. I want to be great. I want to be powerful. Let me stop blaming other people. Let me stop pointing the finger and let me focus on me. I told myself like, yo, if I'm not where I'm supposed to be in the future, it's not because somebody hated on me. These cops don't like me. They racist. No. Jeremy, because you average.
Wow.
Jeremy, because you lazy.
Yeah.
Jeremy, because you stagnant, because you complacent. That's why I wear my shirt always grateful, never settle. That's the problem. People be average. People be complacent. They feel like I've done some great things. Bro, you could have stopped. I know your story. I'm a fan of you, big dog.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Like
Yes,
you
sir.
could have stopped when you was like the VP.
Yeah.
You could have stopped, but you was like, nah, the president, like you was on that next level. You could have stopped when you was just branch manager, but you was like, nah, there's more to come. You walked away from a whole lot of money because you was not realized I can have ownership. I can set my people free. And that's the mindset that we gotta have. Like I look at you like a Harriet Tubman. She made it free. Harriet was like, yo, I'm in the promised land. But you came back. And that's what this show was about.
Yes, for sure.
And so for real, I just had to hit that reset button, man. I had an epiphany with my grandma, and I hit the reset button every single day. And I pride myself on that. It's been over 10, 11, 12 years. I ain't went back since. I ain't touched like nothing, not since. I'm a different place now. I'm wired differently now. I'm focused. I'm disciplined. I realize in this world, man, you got to be disciplined if you really want your dreams to come true.
Woo!
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so now, serial entrepreneur, seven-figure speaker, mentor, coach, man of God, family man, like all of that great stuff. How has your story, right? How has your story impacted your success?
Man, all right. So when you look at like all the different businesses, the trucking companies, like all the different diversification, all of that came from the wealth that was built from me sharing my story. I just took my pain.
Absolutely.
I took my mess. The people say like, yo, mess can be a message. Like that's real. It's not like a cute cliche, but that's the story of my life. People are like, yo, Jeremy, you so powerful, you so passionate. Where do you get that anointing from? Like, I just be real. I just be honest.
Absolutely.
It's folk be out here making it seem like their life was always perfect. I'm like, that was not the case. I struggled. Anxiety, depression, low self-worth. Like I was in a weird place. I started being open. I started being vulnerable. People can connect with that. And I started speaking my truth. And I started giving up practical steps on how you can hit the reset button. So I done paid my dues. Like before I'm on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, like I done been in group homes, homeless shelters, detention centers. Like my intentions, my heart was pure. I wanted to make an impact. I wanted to be able to connect with the people. And so for me, that's what I did. I just started sharing my story. I just started sharing my message, and that's where we began to connect with the people. And over time, I got more and more opportunities, and it's like the speaking career began to just blow up over the years. And then it's like you start making all this money, and it's like you could just sit up in the vault. But we know to diversify. We know to have your money work for you. You taught me that. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't work for money no more. We let money work for us. And so that's what I'll start doing.
And so right now, right, there's somebody watching you. There's somebody, I feel you. Like I'm like, man, keep going, right? There's somebody who's listening to you, somebody who feels you, somebody, but they in that painful part, right? They in that pain. And to be honest, they don't feel their worth. They feel like they worthless. They feel like, man, nah, how can I profit off of the pain? Like how is that possible? So what would you say to somebody who's at a space right now who might have a story, who, you know what I'm saying, like their story is one of, anxiety, depression, drug abuse. They don't see their worth, and they're like, man, like, nah, I can't. Even though you're showing that it's possible, but they just still in that space of disbelief. What's their first step?
So let me give you a financial aspect, a financial analogy. They've been looking at their pain like it's a liability, when really it's an asset. They've been looking at the pain that they dealing with like it's a liability. No. That is an asset. Like that is actually something that's gonna help you. You just can't be defined by it. So let's talk about mental health. I still got counselors. I still got a mental health coach. You feel me? I still got people I meet with on a regular basis. I want to just check in. I want to make sure I'm speaking and writing and leading from a pure place. So for everybody that's listening and watching, I want them to know ain't nothing wrong with that. Like you got to take care of your mentals, right? And so as I begin to grow and I begin to share, that's where the power is. So the first step, take care of their mentals. They should know, yes, I'm struggling. Yes, I'm in a weird place right now, but I don't have to be here forever. And then that next step, they need to ask themselves like, okay, now how can I use this to help somebody else? But you got to get on the other side. And so people ask me all the time, they say, yo, Jeremy, do I got to go get some degree? Do I got to go to school and get some type of training? I'm like, life has trained you. All that pain, all the hell you've gone through, as what has prepared you to jump on this stage. Like I be telling folks, like most people don't realize it, but they got degrees. And I'm not talking about the ones you get in college. Like some people got an associate's degree and don't even know it. They got an associate's in abandonment. They felt abandoned for years. They felt betrayed for years. Some people got a bachelor's in brokenness. Their heart was broke. Their body was broke. Their spirit was broke for a long time, but they on the other side now. Some people got a master's in misery. For years, bro, they was miserable. They were tormented. They were in a really bad, dark place, but they bounced back. And they got the mind to want to help other people. They different, bro. They got what it takes to be speakers. They ain't got to go to no college and pay all this money. They can get the game and go out here and make an impact and set other people free. Some people got a PhD in pain. They've gone through a lot of pain, a lot of hardships, a doctorate in depression. You feel me? I could do this all day, bro. But they bounce back. And when they know, okay, my condition is not my conclusion. I got more to offer. This is not going to define me. This will refine me. And that's what people got to know. They feel like what I've gone through will define me. No, you're not defined by your mistakes. You are refined by your mistakes. Because we know that every loss, and you know what I'm saying, in a loss, every loss is a lesson. And with every lesson, there's a blessing.
I love that. I love that. And so, you know, talk to me about that, so you've done what you've needed to do, and you've got to a space of abundance through sharing your pain. But one of the things that I admire is once you're a blessing, it's important to be a blessing to others, right? And you know, talk about the Speakers Academy, right? Because I know that not only are you at a space where you're, you've been the demonstration, but you've also helped others become the demonstration, right? So talk to me about that.
So in my heart, I'm really on how do we change the world?
Yeah.
I'm really on that. Right? So what you're doing through financial literacy, right? The homies like what EYL, what they're doing, we all are like, how can we push it? How can we help the culture? How can we enhance our people? Like, that's my mindset. So when I think about speaking, I realize I can only get in so many schools. It's 132,000 schools in America.
Right.
That's a lot of schools. I ain't been in 1%. So if I'm really on, I want to change the world, I want to bring the message of hope, and we got to talk about the pain that these kids are dealing with, then I'm thinking like, I've got to duplicate myself. I got to help other people due to what I'm doing, right? Because there's too many opportunities out here. And so for the past few years, when I was traveling with E.T., the GOAT, Dr. Eric Thomas, E.T. the hip-hop preacher, that's the GOAT, salute. So when I'm traveling with him on tour, I'm chopping it up with CJ, like I'm seeing all these different people want to be speakers. So I have ex-NFL players, ex-ball players that play in the NBA. They send me DMs, hey man, can you coach me? Can you guide me? Can you give me some game? I ain't never had time, bro. And my wife in 2019 was like, yo, we got to figure something out to help these people. And I just told her, I just wanted to be ready. She's like, you've been doing this for 9 years. I was like, let's hit the 10-year mark. You feel me? I want to be an expert. And I realized like I was, you know what I'm saying? And when I started having like stupid months, and I'm realizing like I'm making doctor money in 1 month, like I'm making,
when you say stupid month, like just
so my biggest month was $200,000.
So $200,000.
Yeah, just from speaking.
$200 like dollars.
Yeah, $200,000
in a month.
In a month, yeah.
Okay.
And every month not like that. Some months might be 80 grand. Some months might be 140.
Oh, just 80. 140.
Right. I don't want people to think.
No, go ahead. No, talk your talk. No. Look. Talk your talk, right? Because I need people to understand, right? I need people to understand that when we say, right, when we say that you are changing lives, right? Because not only are you changing your life, and you were able to take your pain and build wealth from it, right? And build wealth from it. That's important because what I've seen, and I'll be honest with you, I'm guilty of it too, right? I'm guilty of living an awesome life, doing some amazing things, making some amazing money that allows me to help more people though. Right? And so if you're not of that mindset, and I start telling you, I start dropping some numbers, if you're not of the mindset, if you're a selfish person, you think about all the things you could buy with my money. Right? So now you in my pockets thinking about all the stuff that you could buy with my money, not realizing that the more money I make, the more money I could bless others. Right? And so I was at a point where I would dim my light and be humble and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, God didn't take me through what he took me through and made me who I was meant to dim no light. Right? If you are intimidated, if you are upset, if you are envious, then take that up with the Most High. Don't take it up with me. That ain't my issue. That
I'm
ain't
just
my
being
issue.
me.
So talk your talk. Talk your talk.
We supposed to be light. We
Absolutely.
supposed to be salt. We
Absolutely.
supposed to be different. We supposed to be peculiar.
Yeah.
And so we launched the Speakers Academy.
Yeah.
Because I realized, all right, we 10 years in, we got the game. I sat down with my whole team and we mapped out the whole blueprint from start to finish, how we built this empire, how we got to where we are, what we've been able to accomplish, and put it in a whole community course.
Yeah, nice.
And folks, and here's the crazy thing, right? Is when you add value and you be a blessing, you ain't got to keep pushing it. When we launched it, I had people signing up instantly.
Yeah.
They're like, bro, I've been following you in ET. I've been seeing the work. I've been watching all your videos. I modeled my website off of yours. Like, it was just so easy. And so it's cool to do that because now I see other people get results. You know what I'm saying? And the results will vary. I got some people getting $2,500, but to go downstairs in their basement after speaking for 35 minutes on Zoom or 45 minutes and make $2,500 or make $5 grand or $8 grand, a few of our students have got up to $8,000, $10,000, and $15,000 once. Speaking once. That's not like you get $8 grand for speaking 4 times. No, you gonna go downstairs and speak 1 time virtually. And it's a science to it. You know what I'm saying? And those who pay attention. And so our community is strong. Like our Facebook group, we got Sunday calls where we kind of curate, and that's how I'm able to add value. Because I don't know how long I'm gonna be traveling and speaking, bro. Like my daughter is 8, my son will be 3 in a few months. Like they want me. And what I'm not gonna do is go out here and give the world my best and my family the rest. I'm not, that's what I'm not doing. My family don't come second to nobody. And so I'm at a point now where I've diversified it so much. I'm still gonna travel and speak over the next few years because I love to do it, but I wanna help train the next generation of speakers. I hear 40, bro, and I feel 26 in the spirit, you know what I'm saying? But for real, like I'm not finna be on the road the next 20 years like that. And there's people out here that want what I have, and I can help them get there.
Absolutely. And I want y'all to pay attention to what he said. So I'll tell you personally, I want to say I had a meeting with Jeremy, and like within the first 10 minutes though, you like literally helped me, right? Like literally gave me an extra 6 figures, maybe 7. I'll be honest, right? And literally gave me a 6 or 7 figure idea within minutes, right? And
Can I just say it's definitely 7? It might take year 2 to build up, but when we meet,
no, spicy though. I promise you, like literally. And the great thing about, what I love what you do, and like I said, I've built wealth through books and speaking. And what I love what you do is because at the end of the day, it is not about being somebody else. Right. It is about being who you are. And one of the things, and I want you to talk about this a little bit, right? Because you said something, that was very profound, right? You travel, fast out to ET. I got to get ET in the vault too. I've interviewed ET twice, but we got to get him in the vault. But one of the things that you said, traveling with ET, and I look at, you're in schools. I know ET was heavy in schools and doing these things. And there's people who have this competition sort of like mindset where they're like, nah, well, ET already doing it, so I'm good. Or Jeremy's already doing it, well, I'm good. But talk about that, to a point where you're like, there's 132,000 schools. Like, why wouldn't you attach yourself, like if you see yourself in Jeremy, why wouldn't you attach yourself to somebody who's like you? If you see yourself in Ash Cat, if you say, yo, I like what Ash talking, but why try to be my competition and not just learn from me because I did the work already? So talk about that collaboration versus competition.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly that. Collaboration over competition, and we need each other. So when we talked, we didn't talk about the show. We just talked. I knew what you was doing and was like, you might want to consider this, and gave you the play because I want you to win and build more wealth and bless more people and set more people free. Like that's got to be our mindset. But so often there is that crab in the barrel mentality sometimes, and there is that, oh, it's enough for them. That's why I did the research, bro. My team, I ain't gonna lie, my team feel like we the truth. We got the juice. And I'm like, yo, we giants in this space, but we in the giants of a massive valley. So though I'm one of the top youth speakers that's in schools and universities, 132,000. I'm not even in 1%. I ain't been to 1,300 schools yet. Like, that's a lot of schools.
Right, yeah.
And so my mindset is like, yo, how can we work together and collaborate?
Yeah.
And people in our community, I give them all our resources. From the folks who do my website, to do my branding, to do the marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like the videos, like, because I want them to win.
Yeah.
You know, I'm invested. And so I feel like we should have that mindset to support each other. I feel like you can't be God-given. I ain't never seen somebody out here struggling because they blessed too many people. It's like, nah, that's my sweet spot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me and my wife, we holistic, bro.
Absolutely.
Can I talk about the struggle?
Please.
Can I talk about the
absolutely.
struggle?
Yeah,
Because sometimes I don't want to just hit the highlights.
Absolutely.
It was hard.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I've said, like, let me build it so it can be better for the next generation.
Right.
Like, think about how it was for our people in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
Then the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
70s and 80s. It's different now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So every generation should get better. So I'm looking at the next generation of speakers that's in their teens, their 20s, their 30s, their 40s. Like, they about to go out here and do some things. I'm like, how can I help them?
Yeah.
And so it's holistic, bro. When we be having calls, I'm talking about marriage.
Right.
I got a few guys now that's in our community. I'm personally coaching them on how to quit your job and go and walk in the cadence with your wife. I'm like, I tell you what, let me get on the phone with your wife.
Yeah.
Let me talk to y'all. Let me give y'all some game.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
bring my wife in. Now let's pray. My heart pure, bro.
Yeah,
I want you to win.
Yeah.
It was not easy though.
Yeah.
Like, bro, me and my wife like walked away from everything. I didn't even really plan on being a full-time speaker.
Yeah.
I was good working for this tech school. I was making great money. Me and my wife was doing well, 6 figures.
Yep.
We had built our first house, like a little hardwood floors, a little granite. I thought I was doing something.
Yeah.
That was just the beginning.
Yeah.
But I had this encounter with this little girl. She told me I changed her life and saved her life and was like, she was gonna commit suicide if I didn't speak.
Wow. Yeah.
And I shifted things. I went and told my wife, I said, hey, boy, I got to quit my job.
Yeah.
I need to go full-time and be a full-time motivational speaker. And my wife's so crazy, bro. She's savage. And she bad. You know what I'm saying? And my queen bad. You feel
Yes, sir.
me?
Yes, sir.
And so I told my girl, I said, I'm going to quit my job.
Yeah.
And then she was like, huh? I was like, God said. I was nervous. She was like, well, what he said about me? I'm like, nothing. I need you to keep working. You feel me? I need you to keep working. And no, she was like, nope, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to work either. She was still on maternity leave. We had a newborn baby. She worked for the government.
Yeah.
We both walked away from it. Sacrifice. People want to go to that next level, but they don't want to do what it takes to get there.
But wait, let's not go back past that though. Like what was that though? Is that a level of faith or like how do you
Let me call her real quick.
Yo, you walk
Loco.
away. You walk away from a job,
Yeah.
6 figures. She right, and so if you know she's working a government job.
She's going to pay very
right,
well.
getting paid very well on maternity leave. Y'all walk away from all of it.
Yeah. And when I went to her, I made her breakfast that morning and everything.
Yeah,
I had a little
yeah.
oatmeal with the craisins and walnuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A little egg white.
Yeah.
Had to kind of get her in the spirit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, boo, thus said the Lord.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, you ain't finna be traveling out here saving the world and I gotta stay here and work and raise our daughters.
Wow.
Because I was already speaking a little bit.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
speaking maybe 3-4 times a month. I wasn't popping,
Right,
but I was still making good money.
Yeah.
So she was like, yo, we gonna go on this together. I'm gonna manage it. I'm gonna perfect the systems and
Yeah.
build this thing out. And I was just like, are you sure? She was like, I'm all in. And it was rough. Trying to raise a family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had to get marriage counseling. We was bumping heads.
Yeah.
I'm a high D, a high I, so I'm always on offense.
Yeah.
She's an S and a high C. When you look at the disc assessment, she's on offense. I'm on offense, she on defense.
Yeah.
So when she was saying no to things, I thought she was trying to hold me back. I was like, yo, and you ain't got no faith, man. You just hate, man. Like, let me do this. You don't trust me. You don't believe. And God was like, she sees things you don't see.
Yeah.
Like if you look at any dynasty team, they had a good defense and a good offense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As nice as Tom Brady was, you best believe he had a good defense.
Absolutely.
He wasn't just throwing that ball.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so I learned I had to mature.
Yeah.
I had to move out the way.
Yeah.
And I had to realize she's not here to harm me. She's here to help me. She's my help me.
Yeah.
Let me humble myself. Let me humble myself and understand what's going on here so that we can work together. That's the secret to my success, really. I don't make no
Because
moves
what?
without
A house divided.
It can't stand.
Can't stand.
It's gonna fall.
Yeah,
And so I don't make no moves without my girl. If I present something to her, I'm like, what did you think about this? And she
Yeah.
ain't feeling it,
Yeah.
I let it sit.
Absolutely.
I used to try to convince her. I don't do that no more.
Yep.
Either she out of pocket or I am.
Yeah.
When one of us are not in alignment,
Yeah.
she might come back a week later, maybe let's give it a try. Or I might be like, ooh, boo, I'm glad that we didn't do that. I don't make no moves without her. She ain't feeling it, I'm like, I'm gonna wait.
So alignment with your partner is very important.
Very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I want people to understand that because you know I make no qualms about it, right? My wife and I going on maybe 20 years. We've
Nice.
known each other, right?
Yeah.
20 years, married 14 years, or let me mess up the numbers, but either way though, there's no Ash Cash without my wife.
Facts.
None.
Yep.
Like there's nothing. And you know, I'll be honest, I was that too, right? I was at that space where I had this foresight. I wanted to do certain things. And I literally, we used to bump heads, used to fight. I used to like, you know, disrespect her mind. Like, nah, you don't know, you ain't been through it. Like I had that. And it wasn't until I realized like, nah, like this about legacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, this is about the legacy. This is about like why am I fighting against myself?
Right,
Like this is
right. We're
this
one.
is right. We're one, and so me going is fighting against myself, and so I don't want people to miss that, right? Because you said that's the secret, right? And so I'm like, yo, why am I fighting against myself? Like that's the secret. The secret is this, because you know what made me successful as a banker was that I'm sales and marketing. So I'm the person, you know, I did in people's faces, right? But it was my assistant manager. It was the operations person. It was the person that was like, all right, slow down. Okay, yeah, you bringing all these businesses, but let me take care of it. And so I love that part, right? And so, you know, what would you say, right, to somebody who does have, you know, they are bumping heads, right? They're at that space where they have that significant other, they want to be an entrepreneur, they're telling their significant other like, yo, this is what we're trying to do, and they might not have the supportive wife or the supportive husband who's like, all right, let's go, let's do it. What do you tell that person?
Yeah, so you gotta ask yourself, like, why, right? So for me, I was already consistent. So my wife was around, she saw the lifestyle change.
Ooh.
She saw me being active in church.
Ooh.
We was already giving 20% to the local church and community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she saw me leading a team of people, going to shelters, knocking on doors, clothing. So she already saw that. She saw me keep a stable job for years and excel. Like she saw that. She saw me work and travel some and speak. So she didn't have no issue.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I just came out of nowhere. It's like, boo, I want to be an acrobat.
Right.
I had already had a strong track record.
Yes,
You feel me?
yes.
And so when she saw that, she was like, well, you did everything else. You've been keeping your word.
Yep.
So I can trust you with this. You know what I'm saying? And so then I want to hear her heart.
Yeah.
I want her to be able to trust me with her heart.
Yeah.
And so those are some things we had to learn. And so when she saw that, and I guess it was easy for her. And she believed. So I tell people all the time, don't be mad if people don't believe in your dreams. They're not supposed to buy or believe in dreams. It's a dream. It's your reality that they're gonna buy. So you put that work in, that dream will become a reality, people will buy realities. Yeah. People get discouraged all the time. My family don't believe in my dream. All right, well, you done had a different dream every other month, right? So how about you stay consistent with it? How about you get that first contract? How about you get that first deal? Put out that first song, that first record, then they're gonna believe. And don't be mad like I told you so. Nah, you told yourself so. Because people do a lot of this. This don't pay bills, last time I checked. Every time they want to pay the mortgage, I can give them a motivational speech, but they ain't writing me no check. It's the execution that we have to put in.
Yeah.
And so for me, I put that work in, so it was easy for my girl. She was like, you've been doing it. You've excelled in everything else. You stay focused. I could see this win too. But she realized I couldn't do it without her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I was humble enough to even come to her. And I was asking for permission. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
I wasn't just telling her this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, you think this makes sense? Yeah, that's different. So she was like, yeah, it makes sense if we do it together.
Next level.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I don't want nobody to miss that. Don't stop having people buy your dreams, because dreams don't, like, anybody could dream. You wake up this morning, you have a dream. Every night you have a dream. You have 365 dreams, right?
Yeah.
But people buy reality. People buy what you can prove, right?
Right.
And, it's funny because I read the Science of Getting Rich all the time, right?
Okay.
And in Science of Getting Rich, it actually says that, like, yo, stop trying to convince people with your words. Get rich, right? Get rich, and then let people, like, be a demonstration. Right? Stop saying, yo, this is the key to getting rich. Nah, get rich.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I know, like, coming from the hood, like, there was the people, like, how's my school teacher telling me that I can live the life that I want to live, and you a school teacher? No disrespect to school teachers, but how are you that person? How's my basketball coach who works housing on the side telling me, nah, right? So now, what do I see?
Right.
I see rappers, I see drug dealers, I see The hustlers, the people busting out checks, they the ones in the foreigns. Right. And so what am I going to aspire? I'm not going to aspire through dreams. Right. I'm going to aspire through realities until I saw something different, right? Yeah. Until I started seeing entrepreneurs. I started seeing, bankers. I walked into a bank and saw a black dude running a major, and I'm like, oh, there we go.
It's possible.
Right, it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. And so talk to me about that, right? Talk to me about, some of the things that I know with your foundation. That you have said, listen, you know what? I'm killing it here in the States, but now I'm gonna create this foundation. And in the foundation, you're doing not only things here in the States, you're doing stuff like overseas too, like Africa. Like talk about that a little bit, man.
Yeah, so I had a speaking engagement in Johannesburg, South Africa, maybe 6 years ago. My first time there. Me and my wife went there. They embraced us. They loved us. When we pulled up at the Maslow Hotel and we saw all the foreigners outside, we was like, yo, our people doing it like this?
Yeah.
This was CNN not showing. This wealth here. And I connected with the people. I had the speaking engagement. Then they booked, the word traveled quick. Then they booked me to speak in Cape Town, South Africa. I went there, connected with people. Long story short, I really connected with a lot of movers and shakers. And they was like, yo, this idea, this mindset of next level living, we need this here. And so me and my wife put in the paperwork, took some time, hired some attorneys, and started our nonprofit there. Wow. And we've been feeding thousands of people every week there and having different events. But our most recent thing was when I turned 40, my wife was like, yo, what do you want for your birthday? And I was like, man, I really got everything. I got health, I got my family, careers is booming. I was like, man,
beautiful house though too. I've been there. Know what I'm saying? Let's not, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like we built a dream
next level.
home.
Next level. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. So I'm like, yo, we done did all this.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I turned 40, let's put 40 kids in college.
Ooh.
And so we reached out to the College of Cape Town, they're in South Africa, figured out the numbers, what they needed.
Wow.
And then me and my wife was like, yo, we're gonna personally sponsor 10 people ourselves, and the nonprofit will sponsor the rest. But then I started having the homies find out. Neo hit me, was like, yo, I wanna sponsor a couple kids. Alex Burden hit me, you know what I'm saying? EYL, Troy and Rashad, they came to the crib. We had like a boss luncheon, we kicked it. They was like, yo, I wanna, and Justin, you know what I'm saying? And Jason, New Age CEOs, like all the homies, all my different friends, people I went to college with, I looked up and within like a few weeks, we had all 40 kids sponsored in college. And so that's why we look for wealth. You know somebody, because I fool with Alex, that's my guy. Now, before we were close friends, I invested in him. And we got to talk about investments because people struggle with that. But I paid 10 grand. I saw the proof. I saw Alex program, it works. I paid 10 grand, invested, we got in the truck, and people said, Jeremy, why do you, why are you so passionate about trucking? So I'm not passionate about trucks. I don't care about diesel. I'm passionate about money. I'm trying to get that paper. The more money I have, the more wealth I have, the more people we can bless. The more folks we can sponsor. The more homes we can buy. The more places we can travel. The more my kids can experience more. The more I can set people free. I can create more courses and programs. You know what I'm saying? Like this world ain't gonna give you what you deserve. You know this. This world gonna give you what you work for. And so that's why I'm passionate about the work that we do. And so we got the nonprofit in South Africa. It's been good.
Nice. I love it. And so now Speakers Academy, you got trucking companies, you have all that. What is the vision like? What's next for Jeremy Anderson?
So I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't know. I be having ideas, but I lean not to my own understanding, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like some people say about having a 5 and 10 year plan. I substitute a 5-year plan with 5 a.m. with God. I wake up at 5. I'm like, yo, what you want me to do today? Like, what's the plan for today? So I be having ideas and stuff. I would love to have our curriculum. So it's levels to it. So it's one thing to be speaking. When we talk about that next level, that next level for us is saying, if I'm not in the school, how can I make an impact? So we create our own social and emotional learning curriculum. Math, science, English, history, that's cool. But what do you teach a young child if their father's not there? Or if their mom is strung out? Or if their parents were divorced? Or they cutting themselves? Or they got suicidal thoughts? Or they depressed? Or they dealing with anxiety? Or they in a school and it's a whole bunch of black kids, but a bunch of white teachers who love the kids, but they can't connect. Like, what do you tell that type of child that has a hole in their heart? So we telling them, you can get through it, you can do great things, but that's that wholeness. We focus on a whole child. So our company, we created a K through 12 character curriculum that speaks life to them. So I would would love to have our curriculum in thousands of schools. Right now, we're doing well with it, but again, it's 132,000 schools in America. I would like for our curriculum to be a household name in these schools. I would like to have 1,000, you know what I'm saying, students in our Speakers Academy, making $100,000 a year. We launched our first ever Next Level Leadership Academy in Phoenix, Arizona. We got our own academy, a part of the Pendergrass School District. Man, Instagram can't even hold everything I do. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't show half of what I've experienced. I don't show half of what I got. You know, I feel like I'm one of the best kept. They need to give me that blue check too. I feel like I'm one of the best kept. Like for real, we've done some amazing things by the power of God in our team, and so yeah, it's a lot, bro. So I don't know what the future holds. I'm just gonna keep my head down and keep adding value and keep putting that good energy.
I wanna bring it to a level of, for those who might be working still, right? Who are in that transition. What advice would you have for that side hustler, that person who is currently working a job, has this passion, has this vision, got one foot in, one foot out? What advice would you give?
Put me in, coach.
Yeah. Let's go.
The mind. They gotta believe. Most people in our Speakers Academy, I asked them, they was like, man, I've been thinking about this for months. I said, what took you so long to sign up? I just didn't believe. Whatever company they working for, right? Whatever company, whatever they doing day to day, that 9 to 5, I would tell them they just gotta believe that they can have more. That's what Next Level Living is all about, saying I'm grateful for where I am, but I'm not gonna settle. They gotta first believe that they can have more. And so that's the biggest thing. And then they gotta make the necessary sacrifices and the investments. Like that's the biggest thing. Like they gotta be willing to invest in themselves. How you expect other people to invest in you if you don't invest in yourselves? Think about it. Whenever you watch Shark Tank, you know what I'm saying? They be sitting there saying, okay, how much do you have all in? I ain't never saw somebody be like, I ain't putting nothing in, but it's a dope idea. Mark Cuban ain't finna sign no check. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Wonderful ain't finna write no check. But when you say, this is how much I put in, this is how much sweat equity I put in, this is how much I've sacrificed, this is how much I was willing to invest in myself, now other people will invest in you. I be having some speakers be like, hey, bro, or some wannabe speakers, aspiring speakers, say, yo, you killing it. How come you getting all these opportunities? This is a website. I'm like, that's some of the stuff that took me from $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000 a speech. But the reason why they not even calling you is you ain't investing in yourself. In the world, the universe ain't gonna just give you something if you don't first put yourself in that position. So that's what I would say, bro.
So you gotta put yourself out there.
You gotta put yourself out there.
You gotta believe. You gotta
right?
believe. Because without the belief system, you're not gonna put yourself out there.
Yeah, what's the point? You gotta believe it's possible. You gotta believe you can deserve it. You deserve it. And then people say, I don't know if I have time. Stop it. Stop it, bro. I'm very involved with my wife and my 2 young kids and my extended family. And I got 4 companies and 2 nonprofits, like 5 companies and 2 non. You got time. We all, you get 24 hours a day?
I got 24.
I get 24 too.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
We both get 24
hours.
What about
Oprah? Oprah got more. She know Oprah got more than 24.
How many hours a day she get?
Oh, no, she got 24.
Yeah, she got 24 too. And Tyler Perry got 26.
No, he got 24 as well. I think we all got 24.
We all got 24 hours a day. What do you do with it?
Absolutely.
And I'm super disciplined, bro. My boys be teasing me like, you call me at 9, it ain't really popping in the Anderson home. I'm asleep by 10. I'm back up at 5 sharp. By the time my company, my staff wake up, I done already sent emails. I done already gave everybody marching orders. They got to believe, they got to invest in themselves, and they got to put that work in every single day. That's how you get to that next level.
I love that. And then so now we got an entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, who, the world looked like it's opening back up. Entrepreneur who was like, yo, this pandemic was bad. And, so what advice do you got for that entrepreneur who said it? Yo, I believe, right? I'm betting it all. I'm going all out, but things are still not happening for them. Yo, what you gonna tell them?
You gotta find a mentor. Because it's one thing you missing. You gotta find a mentor. Because my question would be, what does go all in mean? I be waking up every day. Some folks be, I'm ashamed to say, I can't tell you all the stupid stuff I did thinking I was moving the needle with my speaking business. And my mentors is like, that don't even make no sense. Like, why would you do that? And I was like, oh, it looked cool on the gram. And it's like, yo, stop that. Do A, B, C, D. Absolutely. So people got to be willing to invest in themselves and find mentors. That's why I tell people all the time. You want to go to the next level? Find somebody that's at where you want to be. I got 2 mentors when it comes to trucking. Alex, and then I got another guy, McElroy. He owns 700 trucks. 700. And those are my 2 OGs when it comes to trucking. I sit at their feet. Whatever I got to learn, I'm going to learn because you are where I want to be. So I would tell people who feel like I'm going all in, but it's not quite working, you don't have a mentor. You gotta find somebody that's been there. That's another problem Ash people make. They'll find somebody that's been doing something cool for 2-3 years and say, you my mentor. They might not have went through nothing yet. I know how it feels to almost lose your wife. I know how it feels to be in a dark place, to have to fight through depression, but still travel and speak and motivate and inspire others. Like, I know how that feels. Like, I know how it feels to have your wife deal with health issues, anxiety, depression, fibromyalgia, endometriosis. We lost 2 babies. I know how it feels to be disciplined and go 9 months without touching my wife. People can't talk to me about the next level. 9 months, bro, a fast, not from food, from sex, from my wife. I'm just like, boo, I need you to be healthy. I need you to be vibrant. I want you to feel good. I'll take care of me later. And there was no porn. And I wasn't going to no little website to fill my needs. I'm disciplined, bro. I'm locked in. That's why I get what I got. People oftentimes be seeing other folks win and they want what they have. I'm like, don't want what I have. Want my work ethic. Want my discipline. That's what's going to take you to the next level. Does it make sense?
Woo! Yo, chill.
I just felt that thing.
Chill.
Can I talk? Because I've been there.
Yo.
My wife, that's my queen, bro. That's my rib, bro. When she quit her job, like, I felt her pain. I felt her love for me. I'm like, whatever I got to do. And I'm like, if you're not happy, what I look like me trying to get my rocks up, I need you to be happy. I want you to feel vibrant. I want you to feel strong. Give and it shall be given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over. That's why I have the abundance I have now. Because that's my mindset. That's my heart. And so I started with that right there. My boy Inky Johnson told me something ice cold. He said, Jay, don't be a public success, but a private failure. When I stand on stage, people be clapping and applauding every single time because I speak from the heart. I don't care about that though. When I walk home, what does my wife say about me? What do my kids say about me when I'm home? What does my family say about me? That's the real wealth. It's cool to be a millionaire, but do you have $1 million marriage? The marriage counselors I have, Shannon and Shirley Austin, bro, they changed our life. And so this is the holistic stuff because people can get all the wealth, but are you going to keep it, Jeff Bezos? You feel me? Are you going to keep it? All these wealthy people out here that end up getting divorced, like, are you going to keep it? This thing is hard enough. Entrepreneurship is hard enough. But when we take care of this and we take care of this, that's how we go to the top.
Yo, I don't even know where to go from here. All right, so now, right? Now, Jeremy Anderson, 40 years old, looks back and could give advice to his 18-year-old self. What are you telling 18-year-old Jeremy?
Crypto.
Facts. Big facts. Yeah.
You know, I would tell him to find a mentor.
Yes.
I would tell him to humble himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would tell him to read more books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would tell him not to be concerned about what other people think. Bro, I was a slave to that, man. If I can keep it 100, I was a slave to what my boys gonna think, what people gonna say. I would have just focused on me being the best version that I can be, and not worry about what nobody else got to say. Because I know how dope I am. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would tell the 18-year-old Jeremy. And I would tell him to stack his paper up, and then when this thing called cryptocurrency come out, invest in it.
Facts. Buy Bitcoin at $100. You know what I'm saying? Let it go up. And so now, you know, so we are inside the vault. And so, you know, I want to kind of shift gears and talk about you know, your money a little bit, right? And so when you think about, you know, all of the wealth, all of the success that you've had, what would you say is the most extravagant thing that you've done with money?
By far, it would be my home. You know what I'm saying? You buy a $1 million home, well over $1 million. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Like, you buy that type of home, 3 levels, 7,000 square feet, you know what I'm saying? Heated pool, salt water, turf around the back. Like, I ain't trying to brag, I'm just speaking my truth.
For sure.
Some people be like, that was a slight flex. Like, nah, bro, that's my reality. I posted a picture, thank you, man. I was out by the pool, maxing, relaxing. People was like, I see with the flex. I'm like, bro, I wasn't flexing. I was literally I just happened to be outside by my pool. You feel me? And so that would be it. But my biggest flex is when I had a conversation with my mom. Years ago, my mom worked hard, bro, from being 16, having me, all the pain she endured, all the suffering, all the hardship. She worked her butt off, got her GED, because, you know, back in the day, they didn't let you finish school if you was pregnant. So she had to get her GED, went to college, got her bachelor's, her MBA. She was heavy into HR, working for this big company in Atlanta, making well over 6 figures, and then she had a stroke.
Wow.
And I'll never forget having a conversation with my mom, and my mom was like, I was making all this money. I wish I had invested it more. And I said, you did. She was like, nah, son, I'm humble. I'm sad to say I didn't do nothing in the stock market. I said, Mom, you made major investments. She was like, I didn't. I said, you did. I said, years ago, you gave birth to a baby boy and you named him Jeremy. And you washed him, you bathed him, you whipped his butt, you redirected him, you loved on him, you cooked for him, you cleaned. It's time for you to get a return on your investment. I told my mom, you ain't got to worry about nothing. She's like, what that mean? I was like, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Like, you do whatever you could do, we're going to take care of the rest. You want to travel, you want to shop, like whatever you want to do, let's go. So I brought my mom, we started a trucking company. I had my mom, my pops pull up at the trucking dealership, pulled out a big old 18-wheeler with a big old bow on it. I said, that's for you, mama, cheers. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'll just keep buying trucks and do whatever it is you want to do, because I'm going to give you the return back on your investment. And so for me, that's like one of the biggest flexes. And then I'm like, I got my mom in crypto. I'm like, you ain't got to worry about nothing, mama. You just do your thing. And so it feels good to be on that end. And that's why I tell people it's not about you. We're asking people to invest in themselves, to bet on themselves, to build wealth, not just so that they can be flashy, but that they can flash that light on their community and let the community know. I like that. I ain't never said that. If you're going to be flashy, flash your light on the community and let them know what they can have. Let them know what they can experience. Flash your life on your family. You know what I'm saying? Let them know the importance of wealth building and help them build up their credit and give back. Like, that's how we come up. And so, that's what I'm about now. I feel like we are blessed to be a blessing to others.
Be a blessing to others. No, I love that. I love that. All right, so lightning round, right? And so what we do here, we take words that are normally bank words, and then we have them flip, right? We flip the words. And so the first term I'm gonna throw at you is deposit slip, right? And so we know a deposit slip is where you go into a bank, you put money in the deposit, right? You put money, you fill out the deposit slip, you put the money in there. But here inside the vault, deposit slip for us is mistakes that people make with money, right? And so tell me about the biggest deposit slip that you've had, the biggest mistake you've made with money.
The biggest deposit slip I would say I made with money. I haven't made many only because my wife manages it. There we go. Not letting my wife manage all the money ahead of time.
Facts.
Keep it 100. I still be hitting my wife for like, all right, boo, which card got the main bread? Because she be moving. If she say we can't afford something, I'd be like, boo, Jay-Z said if you could buy it twice. If you can't buy it twice, we could buy it 10 times. She's like, but for where we going, she heavy on living below our means. And so for my wife, I would probably say not letting her operate in her genius when it comes to wealth and finances and stuff like that. That was probably the biggest mistake. So it was sometimes I got some credit cards because I had a 760 credit score. And I was getting credit cards and she's like, that's not the play. And I didn't listen. And I looked up years later on some dumb stuff. And so that's what I would probably say. My biggest deposit slip, you know what I'm saying, was not slipping all authority to my wife and letting her manage everything.
Next word is charge off, right? And so we know in the bank, when you charge something off, you took out some credit, and then the bank is trying to get the money back, and they like, you know what, I ain't getting this money back, so I gotta charge this off, right? And so for us inside the vault, a charge off is people or mindsets that you had to charge off on your journey.
So people, I'm gonna give you both. There were some people I had to say, you know what, you're not really healthy for me. I love you. You're still my guy. I just can't be there. I just can't be around you because I'm trying to stay focused. So I had to charge that off. And eventually they realized like, yo, it wasn't intentional. I see what you're doing now. It's like, okay, bet. But I also had to charge off that poverty mindset. It took a while because I'm a man of faith. Sometimes you feel like the love of money, the root of all evil. It's like when that money becomes your God. You know what I'm saying? But like, ain't nothing wrong with wealth and prosperity. So I had to charge off that mindset that I couldn't have it, that it wasn't possible for me. I had to charge off that mindset that everybody else is winning, but my opportunity won't come. I had to charge off that mindset of blaming other people and being the victim and told myself, no, I am the victor. I am victorious. I can have it. So I had to charge off all that negative stinking thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe, and I say it often, I'm going to share it here, what you think is what you say. What you say is what you do. What you do on a regular basis becomes a habit. Your habits create your character, and your character determines your destiny.
Big bar, big bar. All right, last but not least, ATM, right? So we know ATM is where you go to that machine, you put the card in, and you get the money out. But for us, ATM stands for another teachable moment. And so, man, you've dropped some bars after bars like this. I'm telling y'all, this is a powerful episode. You probably need to watch this more than once. But give us another teachable moment, like something that happened in your life that taught you a lesson that makes you who you are today. Give us an ATM.
Yeah, so another teachable moment for me, I will specifically think like in the space of business. There were some decisions that I made when I was focusing on what I knew. Like I read one time in this good book, it says that there is safety in a multitude of counsel. counsel. So the more people you surround yourself with is what allows you to make really wise decisions. And when it came to our curriculum, I did not consult with the wide array of people. I just connected with one person who had a bunch of passion and said, you should do your curriculum like this. And I don't mind even going a little bit into it, but basically it was something that was done for the government, like with the Obama agenda, which was great, you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to other school districts, if it was a red state or a blue, like it would be political and our curriculum couldn't take off. And so that was a teachable moment for me. So when I got with a pool of educators and said, I'm making this curriculum, I got some information. They said, this is the approach you should take so that you can take your curriculum nationwide. And then we made the changes and now it's in schools all across America. So that was a teachable moment for me. I just went with one person as opposed to having a body of people to get that wisdom and insight from.
I love it. I love it. Jeremy Anderson, listen, I promise you, this is one of the top motivational speakers on the planet. You gotta tap in, you gotta tune in. Check out his Speakers Academy because I promise you, I'm telling you, I've been a speaker since 2004 and I've made some great money, but I sat with this man for 10 minutes and he gave me some stuff that I was like, I mean, and sometimes it'd be like, duh, right? Sometimes it'd be like, duh. But like, nah, you need somebody who's actively still doing it. And so he gave me so maybe make sure you check him out. Yo, listen, can we do something special, man? Because we got a faithful, loyal people who watch us here inside the vault. I love y'all. We gotta a name. We gotta create a name for them. But for my vaulters, is that something?
I like that.
For my vaulters out there, can we do something special for them inside the Speakers Academy?
So before I want to get clearance, but I got my wife and the team to put together www.thevaultspeakers.com.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So it's a special site for y'all, so they get a massively reduced rate,
Ooh.
and then they'll be a part of our community. They get the Sunday calls. They in the Facebook group. They can connect with all of the resources. We mapped out the blueprint from start to finish, everything they need to become a motivational speaker, from the structure, the marketing, the branding, how to build out your website, the emails, like everything, the templates and stuff we send, we give them everything. And we following up on a weekly basis. TheVaultSpeakers.com.
So TheVaultSpeakers.com. Go to TheVaultSpeakers.com. And I'm going to tell you, right, whatever it costs, he going to look out for us, but whatever it costs, I promise you, you'll probably make that back tenfold, right? Because, fast shout to our brother David Shands. I was watching your interview on David Shands' Social Proof podcast, and I remember, like, you gave some game on there that you don't even got to think about from a national perspective. You gave some game where you like, yo, if you just tackle the places in your area, like you could be a local star and make six figures locally by just,
I got some people that's been with us for a few months and they didn't hear about 30, 40 grand and they ain't jumped on the airplane yet.
Wow.
Just in their area. Can I just give them a little bit of that game?
Let's do it.
So if you're like, say you are, and wherever you are in your city, you're here. If you look 15 minutes north, south, east, west, and just draw that on the map, and you contact all those schools and reach out to those schools directly, and then follow back up and follow up with some donuts, that's gonna go a long way. And just ask them like, hey, I'm a local motivational speaker. I would love to add value to your schools. Are your kids struggling with A, B, C, D? They're gonna say and now you build that relationship with them. So that you don't even have to go really far out. You just put that type of work in. And then if you get opportunities to speak for free, still show up and speak for free and add value and be a blessing and speak life and encourage them, because it's going to eventually come back to you. I can't tell you how many times I went to a school and spoke for free and somebody at the district was there and was like, oh, we need him. Reached out to my people and booked me for like 8 cities or 8 schools within their city and ended up making 40 grand from speaking one time for free because my heart was pure. Principal called me, was like, I saw your video, my kids are struggling, we need some help. And I was like, bet I got you. Y'all struggling? I'm just gonna come and share my story and speak my truth. I didn't stand before them and say I'm perfect and I got it all figured out. I just stood before them and said, hey, I know where you are. I know what you're going through. This is what I went through. This is how I was raised. And I hit the reset button. You can too. And it began to build into this massive machine. And so I tell people all the time, you ain't gotta try to focus on being so grand. Be faithful over the few. And eventually you can be ruler over many. So just maximize your city in your local area. Be known there, and it's gonna naturally evolve and grow and spread from there.
Yo, listen, if y'all not catching this game, I can't help you. All right, Jeremy, if people wanted to connect with you, matter of fact, TheVaultSpeakers.com, but if people wanted to connect with you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so separate from thevaultspeakers.com, Instagram is at the number 1, and then Jeremy Anderson, Jeremy Anderson. 1 Jeremy Anderson. I'm easy to find.
All right, there you have it. Jeremy Anderson, the number 1 top youth motivational speaker on the planet, not United States, not South Africa, on the planet, here with us inside the vault. This is another powerful episode. We are closing the vault. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for tapping in, for tuning in. Make sure you go to thevaultspeakers.com. Use your story, who you are, not who somebody else is, but use your story to impact the world, to change the world, and then change your family dynamic, change your wealth, build wealth, and then bless others by doing so. So thevaultspeakers.com. I'm signing out. I am Ash Cash. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time, next episode, in God's will. Peace.
Pay attention and listen, we about to teach class. Inside the vault, my man Ash Cash. So get your man right. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. You see him, you change your life. Millionaire mindset, the best on earth. Blueprint, the wealth, the knowledge network. So get it while you can, and he's standing right here. Just come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Come inside the vault and see black millionaires. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You won't ask cash, you can catch it right here in the vault.